What I want, what I want, what I want.
What you got?
We
What you
back
want? What you got?
with another
What
late
y'all
night.
want? We got it. Welcome. Regular people sports. Welcome, regular people sports.
So,
What we give you NFL live updates about your favorite player and team.
all right.
I'm your boy, Richard Drake.
Tell you.
Got Key Motion in the building. Hey, we nightcapping it tonight.
Yeah, man. We just put it out when we can. You know what I'm saying? Night and day. YouTube 24 hours. So we got plenty of news for y'all boys, man. We talking about these Falcons. Let's kick it off. Tua Tagovailoa, Michael Penix. Got a little quarterback battle going on. They got your boy Matt Ryan. He out there on the field watching them like he the head coach. And of course, we've been seeing a lot of clips from different, platforms of, them making the same type of throws. We've been seeing a lot of seam throws. We've been seeing them throw a lot of outs. Of course, this is OTAs in practice, so it all come down to the real game. But coaches is making they predictions and they evaluating. That's the key word right here. They doing a lot of evaluation.
For sure.
I know you real high on Penix, man. So who is the real Falcons QB1? We know you rolling with Penix, but we need a legitimate reason because Tua on that boy ass.
I mean, Tua looks good. Like Kevin Stefanski say, he's accurate. He throws on time. That's the style of quarterback he is. That's why Matt Ryan brought him in the building. Because Matt Ryan was an on-time, anticipated thrower, very accurate. Matt Ryan at times had arm talent issues. Sometimes it didn't get there like it should. But I think Matt Ryan got better over time to where he had that zip. But when it comes to Michael Penix Jr., bro, he's like I always say, he has the most upside. He has the better arm. He has more arm talent. You can build on what Penix have. He's just more talented. And you take him, get his mechanics together. He dropping back. Reading the field like he's supposed to. He's getting coached up by Alex Van Pelt. All these, veteran coaches, former OCs, Tanner Strand, Alex Van Pelt, Tommy Reese, Kevin Stefanski, Bill Callahan. Like these are veteran coaches. They coaching, their offensive coaching staff is elite. Just the experience that they have. And I feel like they're gonna coach Penix up. You will see Penix like at the top of his game when healthy. I feel like we're gonna see a Penix we haven't seen. Just off of practice, bro. Just off of what he doing in practice. I'm telling you. What he doing in practice. That's all that's what it boils down to, bro. What you doing in practice. It becomes repetition in it. And you see it in the game. Then when in the game, bro, you can just let your head down. Like you can just you in that sanctuary. Like you know how I feel when you get on that field. Even at practice, everything else just don't matter. You can just ball out, bro. And all that mechanics, all the stuff you've been working on, is gonna be second nature. So I'm going. I'm a little long-winded, but I'm going Penix all day, bro. I like Tua. He do good interviews. They say he's a funny guy. You need that. He's a good locker room guy. He like a Jameis Winston.
So this situation. How I want to look at this. I feel like.
I mean,
this Penix.
Can I say one more?
Nah, you done. This Penix situation. I feel like basically. Both quarterbacks is talented, yeah, but when I look at the quarterback position, I'm not really just banking on all talent. Playing quarterback is really mental. It's half of it is mental, and confidence got a lot to do with it. Pressure got a lot to do with it. And when I'm, from what I've been seeing, what I've been looking at, just the body language of Penix versus the body language of Tua. Mentally, Tua looked like he's in a better. Tua just looked like he, mentally he's better. Like he just looked
Tua
like,
just
he playing with house money. This man just came from the Dolphins. They just paid him $1 million. He out there smiling, throwing free. You could just tell by Penix body language, he just looked like it's a little more pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? Just, coming off the injury, being the 7th overall pick, you know, from all the blogs and ESPNs talking about him from last year, from how he performed last year, to the injuries and stuff like that. I feel like mentally, he has more pressure on him. Like I don't think he is as clear mentally as Tua. And I feel like, from a valuation standpoint, I think that matters a lot. That matters more than the talent to me. You could be the most talented quarterback in the world, but if mentally you're not there and it's more pressure on you, I feel like that can affect, how you play on the field, especially when you got a guy like Tua and he out there happy to go nearly, he throwing the ball and he's got good energy, that affects. And also I feel like, that wasn't Matt Ryan and Kevin Stefanski's draft pick. So I feel like they looking at him like a car that they ain't really purchased. You know what I'm saying? They just, I feel like they looking at Tua like, man, we just got this car for 50% off. This thing running, this engine good. This other car, these boys, they got this other car, it's banged up. We really trying to see if it's really gonna take us through the trip. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they
yeah.
kind of, especially based off the interview with Kevin Stefanski and how he talking, he's a very how do I want to say it? What's that word?
Straightforward guy.
No, he's not even straightforward. He's very
To me, he is.
I don't know that word, but it's like he's subliminal. Like you could tell who he likes based off of like he like to beat around the bush. Like he'll say, like he said, "Oh, Tua's got an innate ability
I
to
mean, I
be
feel like
accurate."
all coaches do that. Like they just
Yeah,
don't
but
ever tell you what it really is.
I feel like with Kevin Stefanski, based off, how he's been from last year with the Shador situation and how he tried to put things, I've caught on to how he really feel about certain people based off his interviews. He's very professional but he's subliminal. He's not gonna just outright say it. You're right. All coaches are like that. All coaches can't be like, yeah, I like this nigga better. I don't like this quarterback. Ain't nobody ever gonna just come out and say that. But the fact that he talking about, oh, he's got an innate ability to throw the ball, like those little adjectives he using, he don't, guys like that, they don't just use adjectives for no reason. When you use an adjective like innate, that means, oh, this dude is naturally talented. That means a lot. I haven't really seen him say nothing about Penix that just, made me feel like he got all the confidence in the world in him. And like I said, Penix, I feel like, he's got a lot of pressure on him. I love Penix. He was my favorite quarterback coming out the draft, playing for Washington. But, Tua, that man's a national champion. That man, he done played in some big moments. That man threw the game-winning pass, beat Georgia in the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. You don't think he's still got confidence from that play? That was one of the biggest plays of his career. That throw to Devontae Smith in Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and he get to play in that same stadium. That confidence, I feel like that rolls over. You know what I'm saying to the real life, and him playing for the Falcons, and I could see it in him. And
Yeah,
I'm curious to see how it plays out. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, both guys get a good shot. Of course, both of them got to play in the preseason, and that needs to be evaluated. But we gonna see, man. We gonna see.
yeah. I think Tua's just happy to be alive, man.
Yeah,
He happy he got that second chance.
yeah.
He on he on cloud 9. And Penix, he coming from the gutter, like coming from the bottom, scratching up, like
It's
he got
pressure.
that
He
he
got
got that
pressure
chip
on him.
on his shoulder. But one thing about Penix, bro, he thrive under pressure. Do you know who you talking to? National championship.
I'm not
Michael
talking
Penix
about the
out of
game.
Washington.
I'm not even talking about the game pressure. I'm talking about just the extra.
No, I understand what you're saying. I know, but all of it is pressure. So and you don't think Penix is used to this coming off an injury? He always been counted out, bro. Penix is ready for this. It's gonna be a battle.
I don't
Quarterback
think Penix has
competition.
ever been in no situation like this. Ever. You in the NFL.
Tua haven't either.
But
Tua haven't either.
He on a different cloud though. He happy. See, Penix, he
Yeah,
ain't never
that's
had
what I'm
nobody.
saying. All that matter. You want a gritty quarterback. I don't want no quarterback too happy. He's too happy. I need somebody who hungry. They both hungry. I'm going with Penix. because he's a dog, bro. It's all that sound good, but when you get on that field, bro, and you can't see, and you throwing them little intermediate, like nigga, motherfucker, pick that shit off and take it to
Penix threw. I mean, Tua. He played with Tyreek Hill. This man been throwing balls
man,
for 3-4 years. That man, he know
man.
that. You know how
His
to throw that.
balls, he
This
ain't
man
got
played
no.
with Tyreek Hill, man. He played with the fastest wide receiver in NFL history for 3 years.
Tua is a solid backup quarterback. If Penix not healthy, he's gonna start a couple games. If that's the case, it's his job to lose. But if you look at the long term, Penix is a guy because you're gonna have to pay Tua. But Tua is not. If you put them on the field together, both healthy, Penix is better.
When you talking long term, when you talking about Penix, what do you mean long term? What's long term? You think Penix can play for another 5-6 years and be healthy?
No, what I'm saying is
Tua
is on a 1 year. Tua is on a 1-year deal. So if he plays good, if that's your guy, you got to sign him for a long-term contract because he's a quarterback. With Penix, he's still under his rookie contract, and he's younger, so he's the future. Just from looking at it from a organization standpoint.
I understand that, but I feel like the Falcons, they got to win the Super Bowl within these next 2 years. I feel like they should be they should have a chance to win it this year.
Let's just make the playoff. Let's start there.
Shit, man. Y'all
Can
got
we start there?
Team. The Falcons.
Can we start there?
Yeah, well, I guess y'all got to make the playoffs. Yeah, okay.
Let's just make the playoffs first. Hey, it's a great quarterback competition. I'm excited, man. Tua is the better QB. I mean, Penix is the better QB, hands down.
He don't know what he wants.
Tua is a great backup quarterback. He's accurate. He has more experience. Penix is your guy. Please believe me, man. Sound the horn.
Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy. I got you. You rolling with Penix. Shout out to Tampa, Florida. I fuck with Penix. JJ McCarthy and Kyler Murray, they've been doing some interviews on the field, and they don't.
What's up with these guys?
They don't look like they seeing eye to eye, man. I think
it's a meltdown in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's like it's McCarthy, Murray, Minnesota. Of course, JJ McCarthy coming off of, I think he is in his 3rd year now. I think he got injured his 1st year. 2nd year, it was up and down. It didn't really, pan out like they wanted it to. And then they brought in a guy like Kyler Murray. He's a veteran, 8th year in the league, former #1 overall pick. Physically, these are 2 different guys. If you look at the picture, I mean, Kyler Murray is substantially smaller than JJ McCarthy, but Kyler Murray is he is a dog. He done had a lot of big moments in his career, but I feel like they both, Kyler Murray, he got to prove himself too. I think he's just really banking on his name. I personally like Kyler Murray. I watch his vlogs and stuff. I think he's a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? But based off the interviews, I don't know about his relationship with McCarthy. McCarthy seemed like a hungry young dude, and a lot of times these younger players, I think Kyler Murray was like, yeah, he's a young guy, and I think in the interview he was just talking about that Kyler Murray is a young guy and he's considered a veteran. A lot of times these young guys, they don't look at. I mean, you looking at Kyler Murray in the QB room, you like, nigga, you a veteran? Like, I'm bigger than you. So it might be some ego shit going on over there, as far as like, because JJ, of course, he want to play. He's had a chip on his shoulder his whole career. He didn't come out in the, 1st round. I don't think, he was, I think he lost the national championship.
Did they beat Washington? Because him and Penix came out together.
Did they?
Who won that? I think Michigan won that.
I think he did actually win the national championship. But at Michigan, he wasn't really the guy that was just like, oh, he's just, 5-wide quarterback. He spread the ball. They was giving the ball off to their running back the whole time. So when you look at this situation, of course, this is another QB battle. You got Justin Jefferson over there. You see what Steve Smith said. He said he going to have to pray for that quarterback room. He don't got confidence in neither one of them boys. He feel like feel like Justin Jefferson just need to he need to get ready for a terrible season. I don't know why Steve Smith feels that way. I like Kevin O'Connell as a mediator and an offensive coordinator and the head coach. I think I got a lot of faith in Kevin O'Connell's scheme. I think he's a great coach. I've seen him in a lot of situations call some really good plays, and I think he's got a good offensive scheme. So, you know, I don't really know too much about this roster. I know they got a pretty good defense, but of course, JJ got to get the ball and somebody got to get it to him. So, I mean, who you banking on in this quarterback room? You like Kyler Murray, or you think JJ McCarthy is a better quarterback, or you just feel like they ain't gonna make it out to the NFC North anyway, so ain't no point of talking.
Man, it's bad in Minnesota, boy. It's I know they mad in Minnesota. Them fans, they don't know what they want to do. Justin Jefferson, he has bad luck when it comes to quarterbacks, man. God, can we get this guy a competent QB? Can I give y'all the rundown of the last 10 years, 5 years of Justin Jefferson QB? He had Kirk Cousins. I mean, Kirk Cousins got injured. And that's where it all started. You had J.J. McCarthy, Carson Wentz, Max Brosmer, Sam Darnold. Like
Matt's who?
that's what I'm saying, bro. Max who? Like Justin Jefferson.
Didn't he have the other boy too?
Joshua Dobbs.
Dobbs. Oh, my boy
He
Dobbs.
had Dobbs, Kellen Mond, Nick Mullins.
Oh Lord.
He is just like Justin Jefferson. I could throw the ball. It seemed like I've been throwing the ball to Justin Jefferson all these years. I don't know. And J.J. McCarthy, he's saying, him and Kyler Murray, him and Kyler Murray sitting on opposite sides of the room.
Yeah.
Like, it's not awkward. I'm like, don't QBs sit together? Like, he talking about, I sit on the other side of the room. There's no awkwardness. I'm like,
that's definitely awkward.
Like, why you sitting on the opposite side of the room of your, you
heard
what Penix and Tua say, they work together. Quarterbacks are tight. They sit closely. They're taking notes. Like, you ain't no receiver. Like, you ain't no skill position.
Yeah, the quarterback room is always like that.
Quarterback room is very tight knitted. So
yeah,
by you saying that was a red flag. And like Steve Smith said, Kyler Murray, stay off the Call of Duty. You need to get in that playbook.
Damn. He do be playing Call of Duty, huh?
You know what I mean? With the fro, he just.
And y'all don't know what he be doing, man.
I'm just quoting Steve.
I know.
But yeah, man, it's rough in Minnesota right now. I gotta go with the veteran Kyler Murray, but it's just like he's injury prone. Both of them really coming off injury. They've been injured, so that's another quarterback battle. Kyler Murray, he's not as tall. He's not gonna be able to see over the line, just like Tua. Those are the things they're gonna have trouble with. Like, you got to get the ball out quick, or something you can't see.
Is Tua that short?
Tua maybe 6 feet, maybe 5'11".
How tall is Penix?
Penix at least 6'3", man.
Oh shit.
Penix at least 6'3". He's sitting over the line, strong arm. These little guys, man, they struggling.
He said they struggling.
They struggling. So, I got to go with my boy Kyler Murray. He's a veteran.
Yeah.
But you never know. Like they said Eli Manning had a terrible rookie season. And the light just switched on. And, he turned the same way it Peyton Manning. So you can't go off a guy. Look with Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams looked terrible. Only thing with J.J. McCarthy, he just got injured that second year. Was that his first year? Yeah, his second year, he didn't bounce back.
You know what's funny about this situation? This is literally the same situation that's in Atlanta. Just as different players. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, he's same kind of draft as Penix. Thought he was going to be the man, and he got hurt. And then you bring a dude like Kyler Murray in, who's similar draft age to Tua. And now it's like, Kyler Murray's playing with house money and all the pressure on J.J. McCarthy. You know what I'm saying? Sure. From his point of view. So it's really like the same. It's really like the same situation. I'm curious to see how it plays out. But I mean, it seems like the same situation that's in Atlanta. Of course, the quarterback room is better. This is like a B team. compared to Penix and Tua, but Kyler
Sure.
Murray and JJ McCarthy, I mean, it's the same situation.
They competing for that starting job.
Yeah, it's
And
like
I'm trying to think around the league who else, because it's teams that's in this situation. You got Minnesota, you got the Falcons. Who else is fighting? You got Dolphins. Malik Willis is supposed to start.
yeah, I feel like Minnesota and Atlanta might be the only two teams
Might be
that
the only two.
brought in a veteran quarterback that's got a name
Oh
to.
no. You got Shador and Deshaun Watson over there too.
Okay, that's true, but
Cause we was just talking about that. They don't, hey, can Deshaun Watson look like he's
they
in
were
Houston
on the
again?
same team though. Deshaun always been with Cleveland, so it's not like a different team situation. When a veteran goes to a different team, it's that's when they start like,
I
okay,
see what you're saying.
playing with house
I see.
money, you switching the team. It's like,
But yeah, just a quarterback competition though. Like who's gonna be
yeah,
our quarterback?
yeah. I feel like it's the same situation. So we'll see how it plays out. Minnesota, NFC North, tough division. You got
Yeah.
Packers, Bears, and Lions. Of course, they got all their quarterbacks in order, so they got some things to
We're gonna
fix.
make it out.
Yeah. Let's switch it to
In the Big Apple.
the Big Apple with the Giants. Seen that boy Jamie Winston, he got on the stand.
Yeah, what he was talking about? He'll start somewhere and he'll just take you somewhere else.
Yeah, he broke it down.
Like bring me back, bro.
Yeah, he broke it down. He broke it down.
Yeah, I had to ask you. You kind of got more insight than me when it comes to this situation. And when you sent me that Winston clip, it really just confused me even more.
Yeah, I mean it's
Because I'm already confused of this situation, and I seen James. I'm like, what? Okay, all right.
I
Break
told
this
you it was
down.
gonna heat up.
Everybody
Yeah, so
just slow down.
basically Jackson Dart, he went to a Memorial Day presidential situation with Trump at the White House. This is a big year for the 4th of July this year. This is America's 250th birthday. You know that? This is huge.
Nah, I didn't. I
It's
didn't know that.
250 years of independence. So the government and all the
You talking about
politics,
this is huge.
it's huge. It's
That's
250.
every year. That's every year.
No, this is 250. This is an anniversary of the United States. So this is a
Okay.
big July 4th. That's why. Do you know that they doing a UFC fight in the White House in the front yard for
Oh no,
for July 4th? They
oh no,
said
I ain't hear that.
so. They got a whole arena in front of the White House. Shit look like the Mercedes-Benz Stadium in front of the White House in the yard, and all the
Mm.
politicians, all the soldiers, all the Democrats, everybody gonna be sitting there watching the big UFC fight in front of the White House.
Wow, who fighting?
I don't know. It's the UFC, so it's gonna be
Wow.
multiple matches. Dana White
Okay.
and Donald Trump, they got a good relationship. So, of course, they set that up. So this
Mm.
America being 250 years old, it's a big thing. For all the the proud Americans and the people who
Mm-hmm.
take it serious.
Take it seriously.
People like Jackson Dart, of course. Come from a military family. He's got brothers and relatives in the Air Force, and his dad used to be this and the president, and he's got a lot of political background and veteran background and family. So he's always what he said. He said he's always respected the presidential role. I don't know specifically if he was just like oh well, I'm a big Trump guy, but he basically was like he respects the presidential role no matter who the president is, because the president,
That's you got to respect that.
yeah, he just grew up around it. And of course social media makes things worse. You see a picture with Jackson Dart smiling with Trump, and then a guy like Abdul Carter, a Muslim
Mm-hmm.
brother.
I ain't know you were Muslim now.
You know what I'm saying? You know how he coming. He on
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. He coming on the refugee shit. He said, man,
Yeah, he on his Malcolm X.
yeah, he like, this what we doing. You know what I'm saying? He I guess he's passionate about,
Not 1970.
yeah. He got his own beliefs and views, and he's a strong black man. And he's seeing Dart, the white boy with the golden hair and the blue eyes, and he looking at this shit like, he's outspoken himself. And like we talked about, of course, politics and sports, it's a thin line between them. Of course, A lot of players, they don't really go public about their political beliefs. You know what I'm saying? You don't really see like, I ain't never seen the quarterback just at the White House or whatever, unless they won a
It's a
championship.
thin line, like you
It's a
said.
but at the
Yeah,
same time, it's like, Abdul Carter, of course, everybody got the right to say what they want to say, but
it's a
it's
free country, man.
free country, but you got to understand, you still a part of a 53-man roster and
Roster,
a
that's right.
120
And you
people
still got a
organization,
locker room
and you still got a
that
locker
you
room.
have to be a part of.
In a situation like that, I mean, bro, he a grown man. Dart could do what he want to do. I mean, he ain't affecting your money. He ain't never said nothing to you about it. So, I wouldn't have,
Yeah.
I would if he okay, that's what he doing. But to tweet out saying like that, now you got everybody looking. Now it's a whole thing. Now the Giants in the news because the whole situation, and now the locker room gonna feel awkward. And like you said, Abdul Carter ain't did shit. He man
That's what
got
I'm
2
saying.
sacks.
Abdul Carter,
This the
you
same
got
dude
2
that
sacks.
this the same dude that asked for Lawrence Taylor number. I think once he started off like that, I knew he was gonna be. I'm like, okay, you coming in, you acting like you done did all this, like, bro, you just be humble and put it on the field, and then work your way to start causing distractions, because from a owner's point of view and a coach's point of view, they don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
No,
You
they
fucking with
don't
our
want to see
quarterback,
that.
they love
Yeah,
Dart.
yeah. You gonna get traded, boy. They'll
They
release
love
you. John
Jackson
Harbaugh
Dart.
don't care.
They will drop Abdul Carter for Jackson Dart
Don't
any day.
quit.
They ain't
Don't quit.
they can't, they don't play about Jackson Dart. So it's just like,
And you haven't produced enough, and you're a rookie. You ain't improved yourself. You talking about something you don't even supposed to be speaking on. Just let that man be him. You need to be trying to produce, brother. You
yeah,
worrying about the wrong things.
yeah,
So
man. Like, just I
I
mean,
can't believe y'all. I can't believe Carter.
yeah, it's just it's like certain
He
things. It ain't that deep, bro. Just let that man. So when you know what you're dealing with, then that's how you deal with stuff.
mm-hmm.
It's Jackson Dart. This man's blonde hair, blue eye. That man, he looked like he need to be with Trump. He looked like a damn Trump. That's him. You know what I'm
That
saying?
man believes. This is football ain't got nothing to do with that. We trying to win games.
Yeah.
I don't
So
care if you I don't care if you're a Republican or a Democrat.
it
We
don't
should
matter.
all we should all be able to still work together to
Yeah.
a certain goal. You could
Yeah.
be a Republican, I could be a Democrat. You could be non-dimensional, what they call them.
And I think
Uh,
as black people, I think we just we
that's
take
what's
Trump
wrong with black people.
we take Trump too personal. Like, y'all be acting like Trump, goddamn,
Yeah,
y'all
he act
biggest
like you
enemy.
act like he stabbed your mama. Like, but
Yeah.
it's with us black people, we don't mean to get into politics like
Yeah,
this,
this shit
but
get deep.
you know what I mean? It's like with black people, it's just what Trump is standing for, like taking money out the schools, for our kids. It's a lot of things that our people don't like,
Yeah.
but Trump also doing other things. So we're not even gonna take it there. I'm not here to
Yeah.
tell you.
This
I'm not
thing
here to tell you
this
this
thing
and
have
that.
turned into regular politics. This regular
You
people
know what
shit.
I'm saying?
So
I'm not here for that.
yeah, we ain't here for that.
Believe in what you believe in.
Believe in what you believe in. Like Jamie Winston say, do unto others as you want done to you. It's simple.
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
it.
You ain't got to
What
worry
would
about all
Jesus
that.
do? How
What would
about that?
Jesus do? How about that? Regular people sport, man. We gone. Thanks for watching.